Respiration. In this module, we will discover the secrets of our respiratory and circulatory systems and learn how to improve our breath-holding skills and what to do to ensure the greatest safety. Respiration. Let's briefly look at some physiological aspects of the human body. One gas in particular is indispensable for our metabolism: oxygen. To take this precious gas to the cells, we use our respiratory and circulatory systems, of which the main organs are the lungs and the heart. The heart is a pump that pushes the blood and circulation around our body through a complex network of blood vessels. Heartbeats are a succession of contractions and expansions of the compartments in the heart. Thanks to these contractions and a system of valves, blood is pushed by the heart pump into the blood circulation system. Blood is pushed by the heart into the arteries, from which secondary vessels branch off until they divide further and become microscopic: the capillaries. Here, oxygen is given up to the cells, and in exchange the cells give up carbon dioxide to the blood, which then returns in circulation. Oxygen-poor blood is taken up by the heart in the veins and then pushed into the pulmonary artery. This goes to the lungs, where carbon dioxide is given up and the blood is enriched with oxygen once again. The lungs consist of thousands of tiny air sacs called alveoli, where the air we inhale comes into contact with the blood through the capillary walls that are so thin they allow the gas exchange between the two components. It is through these walls that the blood gives up the molecules of carbon dioxide and is enriched with molecules of oxygen, thus creating the gas exchange that is indispensable for life. Oxygen is transported by the blood very efficiently, thanks to the presence of hemoglobin, to which it binds strongly in the lungs and then gives it up to the various cells. All this wonderful system would be of little use if the air in our lungs were not renewed with the act of respiration. Gas exchange and hypoxia. For the human body to work efficiently, it is necessary that the partial pressures of the gases, in particular that of oxygen, remain within precise limits. Otherwise, problems such as hypoxia will occur. In practice, a blackout, which in water can be extremely dangerous and could lead to drowning. When we hold our breath, the air in contact with the alveolar becomes poor in oxygen. The body reacts by contracting the diaphragm in order to shake up and remix the air in the lungs. Therefore, air that is a little richer in oxygen comes into contact with the wall of the alveolar. When this has also become impoverished, the diaphragm contracts again. After a few times, this shaking up is no longer effective, and as a consequence, a hypoxic syncope occurs. The density of oxygen molecules in an alveolar also depends on its volume. On ascent, when the pressure decreases, the volume of the alveolar increases and molecules of oxygen become sparser. Holding your breath underwater for too long means risking a hypoxic syndrome, shallow water blackout, during the last few meters of the ascent when the pressure decreases rapidly. Air starvation. Let's now examine a situation that occurs more often than you think. Breathlessness, a succession of fast, short, involuntary breaths. When we breathe, we use only a minimum part of the total capacity of our lung volume, about half a litre of a variable total of between 5 and 8 litres. Before arriving in the active area of the alveoli, the air passes through a series of rigid cavities: nose and mouth, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus, etc. Gas exchange does not take place in these cavities, and they are therefore known as dead air spaces. These have a volume